Okay, so now we are going to model our gross potential rental revenue. We're going to be doing this on a monthly basis because our exam instructions and 2, rent, other income, and other operating expenses must grow on a monthly basis. So that's how we're going to model this. So yeah, we're going to put the that off. Gross potential revenue, rental revenue. We're going to go down by 40 lines here, and we are going to click Alt HBS to give us that nice outside border. We're also going to fill this with a nice light gray color. It's the top one right here. Go a little darker. And then I'm going to click Alt H and then AR to make it on the right. Perfect. Okay, so now we are going to create this outside border here. I clicked Shift Control to go all the way to the other side. And now I'm going to go back to the 40. I'm looking at this side right here. It's on the left hand. I don't think you can actually see my mouse. So 40 is on like the left numbers there. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to do Alt HBS to get those outside borders again. We're also going to center. So we're going to click Alt H AC. So all the numbers that are going to show up are going to be centered. And now we're actually going to format the numbers that we're going to show up here. So we're going to click Control 1. Whoops, at the same time. Control 1. And then you should click currency here. Control 1 again. We're going to make it currency. We're going to make it 0 decimal, so whole numbers. And we want our negative numbers to show up in red with the minus or negative sign in front. So now if we do like 1, it'll show up like that. And if we do like negative 200, it'll show up in red like that. So that's what the formatting does. Again, that's Control 1 if you want to change that. Okay, so for our acquisition date, we're not going to get any rental revenue there, so we can just put a 0. And now we are going to model our first month of rent that we're going to get. So that's going to be our property square footage, so B7. And we are going to click F4 to lock that cell, adding the dollar signs in front. That means as we move across the cells, it will not move. The next thing we're going to do, we are going to multiply that by the gross potential rent per square foot per year. We're going to lock that cell too. Now notice that this is in terms of per year. We're doing this by per month, so we have to divide this by 12. So we get $160,000, and that's going to be our first month growth gross potential rental revenue. So I want this number. If I do this by itself, we're just going to see that the second month it's going to be the same thing, but that's not actually going to be true because this is growing at an annual rent growth rate of 4%. So we need to show that. So we're going to start by still using this. Also, just like a quick way, if you want to edit a cell, you can click F2 on it. We're going to multiply that by, in brackets, 1 plus the growth rate. And we have to divide, we're going to lock that cell, so F4, so it doesn't move, because we want that to stay here. And we're, notice that this is an annual rent growth rate by 4%, so we have to divide that by 12 to put it in monthly terms. Okay, we're not done yet, because if we did that, you would notice that it increased by $533, but that's not the case because this is just the first month. So we need to account for that. So we are going to do, this might be the tricky part for some of you. We are going to put the caret. This is for the exponent. And then we are going to do this. 2 brackets. And it's going to be this cell, so the month, minus 1. And then we're going to do this, divide by 12. And we're dividing it by 12 because this is going to be like the month number. And this is going to like just basically going to see on like a monthly basis the growth. So the reason we're doing this, the F3 minus 1, is because we're going to account that in the first month there is no growth. It's going to be 1 minus 1 divided by 0, which is going to make the exponent 0, which is going to make this whole number just 1. And so really what we're going to be seeing is just that in action. Well, I guess you get to see it again since I pressed escape. So caret 2 brackets, and then you do the month minus 1, bracket that, divided by 12. Now we're not locking that in because we want that to move dynamically across as we move. So we should get 160. And now if we copy this over, so I click Control C and then I press Shift and my arrow key together and I'm clicking Control R now. Now you're going to see that it moved. Okay, so now we're going to copy that. We're going to hold Shift, Control, and then our right arrow key to go all the way to the other side and Control R. Something went wrong. Something went wrong here. Ah, we don't need the 12 there. There we go. That is a proper one. So we don't need the 12 here because it's already being accounted for up here. My bad, my mistake. It's corrected. Don't complain. So, yes, that does not need to be added because the 12 over here is already going to count for the months. This is just going to be there. That makes sense because if we're, let's say we're on like month 13, this is going to be like 12 over 12. It's going to be like one exponent. So that's going to be, it's just going to make this 1.04. And that will account for like a full 4% increase, which is in line with our annual rent growth rate of 4%. So that does make sense. Look at that. Our learning is on fire right now. Just making sure. All right, perfect. So yeah, that's how you model gross potential rental revenue, accounting for the different months. Very important. I found this equation to be a little difficult in the beginning to learn. So don't worry if this takes a while to understand. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm going to make a speed version in just a second.